Yeah, well, I started doing this, audio thing maybe 1972, doing live sound with local rock bands. 73, 74, I was working in a music store repairing Fender amplifiers, which at the time all needed to be resoldered. Wurlitzer organs. We had some Soundcraft stuff. Yeah, it was really sort of the early being. Well, Sun amplifiers, guitar amps. So I did a lot of repair work back then, and there was pressure. Oh, you got to go to school. So I went to local tech school, kept doing the repair work for a while, and then, after a while, it's like, okay, I'm in school full time. Some friends had a studio with a 1-inch Ampex 8-track. I basically got involved to fix everything they screwed up, is what happened, because they had things shorted out. But, ultimately ended up owning the studio, and then bought a building and made that go. And then it's like I needed more channels and this and that. And that's when I got involved in the Summit Audio thing, which ultimately, I got a couple 2-inch machines, from Mike at the time. And he said, well, if you can design a compressor that sounds like this, meaning LA2A, I can sell them. So that became TLA 100. So it was TLA 100 through DCL 200. I did all of that kind of work. Plus, since then, I've done some work for other companies. The Heat plugin being one of them. A little bit for A Designs. A little bit for Soundfield microphones. An assortment of stuff here and there. But also then doing CraneSong, and I'm still recording. And the recording's really the fun part of it, because you get to use your tools and make nice art.
Yeah.
And that's really what it's all about.
Keeps you going.
Yeah.
So, is there anything right now that you're working on, or that you have that you're really excited about, or that piques your interest even in the industry today, the direction
Well,
you're going?
excitement level versus how much work it is always a little bit of an issue, right? But the thing that I'm really putting a lot of effort into is, we have the lowest jitter clocking of anybody in the industry right now. And, making sure it stays that way, it evolves, gets better where it can get better. But, we go through a process where the crystal manufacturer tests the parts, we get the parts, we put them in the oscillators, we test it and measure it with phase noise, jitter measurement system, finish packaging them, retest them again. And each of those test cycles is an hour long. But, that way we can guarantee we have really low jitter clocks.
I have the Avocet system myself. So I'm a fan of yours. I have the Falcons. I have a pair of the Falcons, and I love the 500 series. I think last time I talked to you, I said, well, when are you coming out with the chassis, the 500 series chassis?
Well, I got this idea in the back of my mind, and I'm not sure where I'm going exactly with it. But, if you stacked the 500 chassis with a Spider, you kind of notice the channels kind of all line up.
Yeah.
And I'm playing with the idea of a 16-channel ADDA, and well, if you mounted all of this right and did the 500 modules and stuff, all of a sudden you got something that looks like a console that you can paste together however you want. Kind of thinking about it, but we'll see where it happens.
Well, you're busy with a lot.
Yeah,
a lot going on.
Yeah, I get in between 6 and 6:30, 7 days a week. Saturday, Sunday, I get out of there at 10, 11, but I'm usually there until 4:30, 5 o'clock every day. But between doing the gear design and then when the studio gets busy, it's busy. I'm doing a lot of Celtic acoustic stuff, a little bit of rock, pop kind of stuff, and a lot of choral music lately. It's amazing how difficult it can be to get choral music to really work. And one of the groups I'm doing is something called Twin Ports Choral Project. And it's like an all-volunteer chorus 35 singers, and we did a piece back in October called Considering Matthew Shepard. Yeah, for those who want to know, go online, search Matthew Shepard. It's a pretty disturbing story about a guy that got tortured and killed. But somebody wrote a piece of music, and this runs an hour 40. Okay, so, and I'm recording this, also involved in a little bit of sound reinforcement with it, and they're doing an hour 40 nonstop, emotional material, doing an emotional performance and holding it together. And it's like, you look at these singers and they're amazing. You know, you end up falling in love with everybody because it's such an open emotional thing that.
That's the pleasure part of it.
But that's, music should have an emotional content to it.
Exactly.
If you take the emotion out of it, you have technology, you have noise.
Yeah, exactly that. Well, it's good you still get a chance to be creative.
Yeah.
And do all this.
Yeah.
I think that helps.
Yeah, that's kind of really what's important. And if you are recording, you're hearing what your gear is doing. It helps verify or refine what you're working on, you know, as far as the gear goes. But then your hearing gets better, you learn to recognize other things, and then, oh, well, that never used to be a problem, but all these other problems have gone away, now I got to go after this one.
Yeah.
But it's an evolution.
It will continue.
Yeah, because a certain amount of, you can design gear with CAD programs and shit, and yep, it passes audio, it works, or you can do, doing really good gears like doing a mix. There's technology there, but there's a certain amount of art there that you have to deal with.